Hello, happiness abounder, and welcome back. So, self-leadership, let's just dive right in. As we've been talking about throughout this week, I have just been getting progressively more and more excited because this is a topic I love. And one of the fastest and easiest ways to master leading yourself is to take a deep dive and hard look at your body language. Because when we can control our body language, it tricks our brain into thinking we're in control, which we are. But for so many of us, our emotions or the situation is what controls us instead of us leading ourselves. So, how do we lead ourselves through body language? First and foremost, and I know this is going to be an obvious one, but sit up straight. When you can sit up straight, it instantly goes to your brain and is like, oh, we're sitting differently. Maybe we should perk up a bit. What's going on? We should pay more attention. And if you think about leadership for yourself, or really for anyone, part of being a leader is having people perk up. Say that 5 times fast. People perk up when you speak. People pay attention when you speak. So how do you trick yourself into doing that, into paying attention into what you're doing so that you can lead yourself? First thing you do is sit up straight. Instantly a commanding position, which is pretty awesome. And it's simple and easy to do, but for whatever reason, so many of us have this concave shoulder thing going on and this rounded back. And if you were to do it right now as you're listening, if you sit up straight, kind of take an inventory of how that makes you feel versus now roll your shoulders forward, kind of round your back out. How does that make you feel? I can wager that the sitting up more straight is the better of the two. Now, if you have back issues or things like that, don't worry. There are other body language things that we can do, but this is a foundational piece if you are physically able. So number one, adjusting your body language for self-leadership is sitting up straight. Next thing, another obvious one, but roll your shoulders back. Don't stick out your chest hardcore, but roll your shoulders back. And that in combination with sitting up straight or standing straight is again a power position. And you can lead yourself when you feel like you are in power and you are in control. Again, if we round our shoulders, we round our back, our whole body concaves. And when that happens, our brain goes, well, we're obviously trying to struggle through something right now. We don't know what we're doing. We'll just keep struggling through. But if you can swap that small adjustment, brain goes, oh, maybe we're a little bit more confident than I originally thought. And you can lead yourself through those situations. Next thing. So now let's say you have back, shoulder problems. Then hopefully this is a good one that can work for you. Relax your hands. I don't know about you, but when I walk outside, particularly for whatever reason, I tend to clench my hands. And I do this weird thing where I have my hands in like a fist, and then I put my thumb between the two fingers. So there's my index, my middle, and then I put my thumb and then my ring and my pinky. And I walk like that, and it's like this really weird, tight, pinching my thumbs kind of thing. And I especially do it when I'm cold, but that's a different story. But I will clench my hands. And what I have found, for me at least, that there's a direct body correlation to when my hands are clenched, my jaw is clenched. And when you have that kind of tightness going on, your brain goes, wait, what's going on? We need to pay attention, but we're paying attention from a scarcity and fear, clenched, tightened up mode. So if you can relax your hands, it should relax your jaw a little bit. There's that weird connection there. But it also indicates to your brain that we're relaxed, we're calm, we're cool, we're collected, we're confident, and we can handle this. And it opens you up to be able to see situations with more clarity and to then lead yourself through them. So relax your hands, unclench your jaw, I recommend relaxing your hands, and it will naturally unclench your jaw, but do either or both consciously, and it can make a big difference. Plus, if you look at someone and they're talking and their hands are really, really tight, you're going to be like, what is going on with them? They look like they're ready to punch me, or they're just like clenched, and it just is like, I don't know if I can trust this person. They seem upset about something. They seem stressed. But the second you can relax your hands and maybe just shake them out a little bit, you can relax your hands, everything can start to shift. And when you look at someone who has relaxed hands, you trust them more. So you want to trust yourself more to lead yourself. Relax your hands. Next thing is probably one of my favorite. Just smile. Smile, smile, smile. That big teethy grin. Because we often are very, very, very serious. And life is a serious thing. And to be a leader, we've got to be serious. I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, you want to trick your body into thinking that you are confident and that you are capable of self-leadership. Because that's what you got to do. You got to convince yourself you need to smile. Because it instantly changes chemicals in your brain and your emotions and makes you go, oh, I can handle this. So smile, even if you don't really want to. Just try it. Okay, that's my favorite one. And then, not last, certainly not least, but feet shoulder width apart and facing forward. If your feet are facing away, like a different, like off to the side, or they're both split off to the side, kind of duck feet or whatever those are called. Pigeon-toed is in, right? If you have a little bit of that going on when you're standing, try to keep them straight and shoulder width apart. Because that body language of them facing different directions or whatever it may be for you is an indication that you don't really want to focus on this thing, whatever it is in front of you. Whether it's a situation, a physical, like a person, or it's like in your mind. If you're standing there right now as you listen to this, or even if you're sitting, like pay attention to where your feet are facing. Adjust them to be face head on, straight on, and shoulder width apart. Your legs shoulder width apart. This indicates you're ready to focus, you're ready to face what's coming your way, and you can lead your life through whatever is going to come to you. So it's kind of a top to bottom range there, but I think there's something there that may help. And then this is last, but also certainly not least, breathe. There's so much that can be said for a big breath in a stressful moment. Something to bring you back to focus, to bring you back to center. And to remind you of all these little things that we have talked about this week. All these tips, tricks, exercises, and mindsets that when a stressful moment happens and you need to self-lead, and it's like, oh my gosh, just go. Big breath. And funny enough, when you do that, your back straightens, your shoulders go back, and you can smile, your hands relax, right? There's a few body language things in there, but engage your body to help you control your mind and your emotions so that you can self-lead. So I hope that at least one of these, if not all of these, can work for you. But I understand chronic illness, physical pain, things like that. So if possible, pick one that you can do. And it may be smiling, it may be relaxing your hands, turning your feet forward. Whatever one you think you can do, start with that so that you can adjust your body language for self-leadership. So I'm going to leave you with that today, but it would not be fair of me to talk about emotions and self-leadership and management and body language and not mention my upcoming class. So I have a class coming up on August 31st about emotional management for happiness. But don't worry if you can't make it in person or live video on August 31st. There is a video replay available directly afterwards. So if this idea of emotional management and self-leadership resonates with you, go to happinessabound.com, click on courses, and sign up for emotional management for happiness today. That said, have a wonderful day, adjust that body language for self-leadership, and above everything else, remember, you are capable of happiness abound.